So perhaps you heard the story. Wait, hold on. I'm going to tell a joke first. Okay. So perhaps you heard the story of Sam Cohen. He's the first elected Jewish president of the United States. He gets elected, and the first thing he does is he calls his mother and he says, "Mom, you won't believe it. I'm the first Jewish president of the United States. You've got to come to Washington for the inauguration." There's a long pause on the phone. She says, "What will I wear? I don't have a nice dress." He says, "Mom, I'm the president of the United States. I'll take you to the finest stores in Washington, D.C. We'll get you anything you need." She thinks a minute, okay, but how am I going to get there? You're so far away. "Mom, I'm the president of the United States. I have airplanes, I have helicopters, I have Navy ships. I have it all under my command." "But you know, I won't have a place to stay." "Mom, I'm the president of the United States. You're going to stay in this palace called the White House. We have 172 bedrooms. You'll never run out of space." "Okay, I'll come." So the big day comes, the inauguration is there. Sam Cohen's mom, his first Jewish president, his nice, sweet little Jewish mom is sitting next to the vice president of the United States, and he says to her, "What a big day. You must be so proud of your son, the president of the United States." She turns to him and she says, "You should see his brother. He's a doctor." Just yesterday, you guys like that one? Just yesterday, we celebrated the 248th birthday of the United States of America. This bastion of freedom that for centuries has given people refuge, cradled those who are desperate, scaffolded those who are brokenhearted, and it catapulted the dreams of so many who learned to work hard, stay resilient, and innovate, paving the way forward for a brighter future. A nation that has protected the rights of Jews and people of all faiths to practice freely and openly without the threat or fear of persecution. The founding fathers of this nation envisioned a system where power could not be hoarded by one group, but rather shared in an effort to perpetuate and preserve democracy and the democratic institutions that uphold the foundations of our country. Of course, we realize the imperfections in the reality of that system: slavery, suppression of women's rights. But it is precisely because of those imperfections and our desire to effect change that the United States remains a beacon of hope, a place where people come to escape autocracy, theocracy, and regimes that oppress the most vulnerable and make the pursuit of happiness nearly impossible. It is because we've committed ourselves not only to following our Constitution, but evolving our Constitution. That's what has kept our democracy alive. Make no mistake, the people who founded this country had a choice. They could have consolidated power, manipulated the population, created a system of governance that would have allowed them to create uncontrolled and unchecked power. Instead, they did what few nations in their infancy are willing to do. They sacrificed for the good of the community, providing constitutional provisions restricting unconditional authority. In this week's Torah portion, Parshat Korach, we witness the power struggle between Korach and Moses. Moses is the chosen leader of the Israelites, and he is judicious and fair. He enlists the help of his brother Aaron and the high priests to help elevate the community before his own needs. Korach, Moses' cousin, perceives that Moses and Aaron have consolidated power, and he says to them, "You have gone too far." Korach says, "All of the community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourself above the Lord's people?" Korach plans a rebellion that ultimately fails, and he and his followers are punished for it. The rabbis debate the merits of Korach's intentions. On its face, his complaint is legitimate, but the commentary suggests that Korach's intentions to challenge Moses' leadership is motivated in self-interest, not communal interest. His issue with Moses' leadership lies in Korach's desire to ascend the hierarchical political ladder and assume control, not in his desire to tend to the needs of the people. Moses often elevates the community's needs above his own. In Judaism, there is a concept called Leshem Shamayim, meaning acting for the sake of heaven. The idea that arguments, challenges, disagreements, they're all driven for the common good, for the sake of heaven. Those arguments, those challenges can be sustained. For the sake of heaven extends out to everything that was created from it. When political leaders posture and position themselves, it must be to advance the mission of community cohesion, to align with the principles of the Constitution that every person in the United States is of equal value and that each one can have equity in the process. Sadly, we have recently experienced moments when political discourse devolves into personal attacks. Perhaps the two people fighting for our votes should reflect on Parshat Korach and remember that political leadership is, as Moses demonstrated, the ability to deflect the temptation of selfishness, dismiss the urge to bend to our unhealthy egos, and instead act humbly, with integrity and with grace, all the while boldly defending the values of our nation. The idea of acting Leshem Shamayim for the sake of heaven is what we as Jews have attempted to do in the United States. From Abraham Joshua Heschel, who marched hand in hand with Martin Luther King, to Dr. Jonas Salk, who saved countless lives with the polio vaccine. We understand the requirement to use our cognitive strength, the resilience of our souls, and the moral clarity of our character in an effort to build a better country and indeed a more complete world. And so as we reflect on our country's history and continue to write new chapters, let us pray that we be blessed with the opportunity to be a people resolute in our faith, headstrong in our desire to seek justice, heart-strong in our capacity to love Leshem Shamayim for the sake of heaven and everything that was created from it, remembering all along that the United States of America has afforded us and Jews from all over the world a safe space to exist, protected at the highest levels by the most sacred document after the Bible, the Constitution of this great country. God bless all of us, and God bless the United States of America.